In recent Doctor Who news, an intriguing detail from the classic era of Tom Baker's Fourth Doctor has been confirmed as still part of the show's official canon, with the possibility of it returning in the upcoming season 15. Let's dive into this fascinating development and explore what it could mean for the future of Doctor Who. First, let's take a look at what exactly this obscure detail is. In Tom Baker's era, specifically during his time as the Fourth Doctor in the 1970s and early 1980s, there were many small yet fascinating elements that were introduced into the Doctor Who lore. Some were never fully explored, while others were left to linger in the background, leaving fans to speculate and imagine what they could mean. One such detail comes from a storyline in the Fourth Doctor's era that revolved around the mysterious planet Skaro. This planet, famous for being the home of the Daleks, was involved in a story arc that hinted at a hidden connection between the Doctor's past and a long-forgotten race of beings. Though this idea was never fully developed at the time, the seeds were planted, and now, decades later, the current showrunner has confirmed that this detail is still canon. The significance of this confirmation is huge, especially for longtime fans of the show who cherish the continuity of the Doctor Who universe. The idea that elements from the classic series can still hold weight in the modern incarnation of the show speaks to the richness and depth of the show's history. It also means that the series is willing to acknowledge and embrace its past, rather than disregarding it. But why now? Why is this detail being brought back into the spotlight? The answer lies in the ongoing evolution of the series. As Doctor Who enters its 15th season, there has been a noticeable trend of revisiting older storylines and characters, both to honor the past and to refresh the series for a new generation. This is part of the show's long-standing tradition of blending the old with the new, and it gives writers an opportunity to bring in unexpected twists that can thrill both old and new fans alike. Now, how exactly could this obscure detail from Tom Baker's time come back into play? Well, given that the Doctor is a time traveler, almost anything is possible. It's entirely plausible that this element could be revisited through the Doctor's interactions with the Daleks, or even through timey-wimey adventures that involve time travel paradoxes or alternate realities. The possibility of the Doctor revisiting Skaro, or discovering more about this mysterious race, could open up exciting new narrative directions. Another factor to consider is the evolving relationship between the Doctor and the Daleks. Over the years, these two enemies have had a complicated and often deeply personal history. With the return of this obscure detail, it could mean that the Doctor's connection to the Daleks, or to other elements from Tom Baker's era, will be explored in greater depth. Perhaps this could even tie into the overarching plot of Season 15, with a storyline that unearths long-forgotten secrets from the Doctor's past. Fans of the classic Doctor Who era will no doubt appreciate this nod to the past. Tom Baker's era is considered by many to be a high point for the show, thanks to his charismatic performance and the creative storytelling that defined his time as the Doctor. The return of a long-forgotten detail from that time feels like a beautiful homage to those years. As we approach the release of Season 15, it's clear that the Doctor Who team is committed to exploring new frontiers while respecting the show's legacy. Whether or not this obscure detail will have a major impact on the upcoming season remains to be seen, but one thing is for certain: the possibilities are endless. Fans can't wait to see how this part of Doctor Who history is woven into the fabric of the current series. Ultimately, this development shows that Doctor Who remains a show that embraces its rich history while continuing to evolve and surprise its audience. As we gear up for the next season, it's exciting to think about how old ideas, characters, and concepts from the past might be reimagined and brought to life in new ways. The return of this obscure detail is just one example of how Doctor Who continues to keep fans on their toes. Whether you're a longtime Whovian or a newcomer to the show, the future of Doctor Who looks brighter than ever.